The key prosecution witness in Derek Chauvin's murder trial today, Dr. Andrew Baker, the medical examiner who explained his autopsy report on George Floyd.
Mr. Floyd also had what we call hypertensive heart disease, meaning his heart weighed more than it should. So he has a heart that already needs more oxygen than a normal heart by virtue of its size. In my opinion, the law enforcement subdual, restraint, and the neck compression was just more than Mr. Floyd could take by virtue of those heart conditions.
NBC News correspondent Megan Fitzgerald is covering the trial in Minneapolis. Megan, it feels like the week has been building up to Dr. Baker's testimony. What else did he say today?
Yeah, Allison, Dr. Baker explicitly said that it was the subdual and the neck restraint that led to George Floyd's death. So now he is one of several witnesses that jurors have heard from that testified that it was the law enforcement's action, specifically Derek Chauvin's, that ultimately killed George Floyd, Allison.
Megan, the first witness today, forensic pathologist Dr. LINDSEY Thomas. Prosecutors asked her about the stress on George Floyd during his arrest. What did she say about that?
So what she did was she used an example that many jurors may be able to relate to, saying that when you suddenly realize that you've lost your child, you don't know where your child is. So for parents, that feeling that you have of fear, she said that it's that same emotion, that same feeling that George Floyd sustained over the course of 9 minutes. And then she went on to kind of explain what that stress on the body does. Take a listen to how she explained it.
Mr. Floyd was already in a position where he was experiencing difficulty breathing and getting enough oxygen in his body. And on top of that now, there's this physiologic stress that's putting increased demand on his heart, increased demand on his lungs, increased demand on his muscles. It's kind of a double whammy to his heart and lungs and muscles and his whole system.
All right, so we're hearing Dr. Thomas there basically saying that that situation, that fear of what was happening with George Floyd just contributed to an already difficult situation where he was struggling to breathe, Allison.
Megan, I understand a representative from Derek Chauvin's family was in court today, and that person was there, a family member for the first time, or a representative. Could you tell us about that?
Right. So this is what's interesting, because we've never seen anyone, or the pool reporters inside the courtroom have reported that we've never seen anyone sitting in the chair for Derek Chauvin's family or friend. In fact, just this week, the chair was taken away, and they said, "We'll put it back there if somebody shows up." And so what the pool reporters are reporting is that there was a woman of Asian descent that was sitting in that seat. And again, it's the first time that Derek Chauvin has had anyone in his family or a friend or anyone in support of him in the courtroom, Allison.
All right, Megan Fitzgerald in Minneapolis, thank you so much for all of your coverage this week.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.